It has been over 3 decades since the Navy midshipmen sailed away from South Bend with a victory over Notre Dame. In fact, they have lost 33 games in a row to the Fighting Irish since the day they were led by the play of Heisman Trophy winner Roger Staubach, who still has fond memories of that day and senses a possible upset.
I have a lot of really good Notre Dame friends and actually clients that are Notre Damers, and they say, Roger, we remember you won back in 1963. And I said, gee, man, you guys are greedy. You've beaten us 33 years. You're still remembering a game way back in the old days. And then they played in Ireland last year, and I'm on a phone hookup with Paul Hornung, and he's complaining about when we beat him back in and I said, you know, now we're playing in Ireland, Paul. What are you complaining about? I said, we need to play you guys at Guadalcanal or somewhere. Being at Notre Dame and the season they've had, of course, they don't want to lose against Navy, but Navy also is a good football team and is hungry, and I think anything could happen, and Navy's going to give it a heck of a battle, and they could win. This could break the ice.
And as the midshipmen arrive today at Notre Dame Stadium, well, it looks like a day for those who are comfortable on water. Meanwhile, the Fighting Irish helmets have been painstakingly prepared and are ready for the 71st meeting between Navy and Notre Dame. Good afternoon, everybody. It is still raining here in South Bend. It will be Navy and Notre Dame. But the good news is that was just announced that the rain is to stop at halftime. This is Charlie Jones with Bob Trumpy. Can Notre Dame stop the Navy? Roger Staubach feels that this might be the year to stop the 33-game win streak.
Charlie, anytime any team plays an option offense, it is dangerous because an option offense, when it's working, plays keep away. Perfect example is the last meeting between these two teams last year in Dublin, Ireland. Look at the numbers. Navy had more first downs, total yards, time of possession, and plays, but Notre Dame scored twice the points. So the pressure is really not on the Notre Dame defense to stop this option offense. The pressure is on the Notre Dame offense. They're not going to get a lot of chances. They can't make a mistake. Almost every time Notre Dame has the ball, they must get points.
33-game win streak is on the line this afternoon in the rain, at least during the first half. And we'll be back at Notre Dame right after these messages and a word from your local station. The weather conditions this afternoon, it's a bit on the cool side. Damp, I think, is a better word to describe it. The humidity 65%. That's low because it's raining. The wind is 10 to 15 miles an hour, and the forecast is for more rain. But as I mentioned a moment ago, it was announced on the public address system. Hopefully it will stop at halftime. But Navy should be right at home, Bob Trumpy, in this kind of weather as they take the field. What about their offense on this kind of a track?
Actually, Charlie, rain or any kind of muddy field hurts the option. Today is a lot like it was last year in Dublin, Ireland. Heavy rain, bad footing hurts the option, which is what the midshipmen do or want to do every snap. Head coach Charlie Weatherby, off of a 9-3 season last year and a win at the Aloha Bowl. It's a 10-year contract extension.
And the traditional play like a champion sign at the bottom of the steps leading into the tunnel from the dressing room of the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. And as always, all the players will reach up and slap the sign as they come down. Then they'll gather in the tunnel under head coach Bob Davie. Record is 3-5. Notre Dame has been struggling this year, no question about it. And they'll have their hands full this afternoon. The grass here in the stadium, they call it PGA grass, and it drains well. It'll drain 17 inches of rain, and they call it PGA grass. You go out and play the back nine on it if you wanted to.
Yeah, it's new. It should help, but when you run the option, You need a great footing. This is a power offense that Bob Davie and the Irish run. They don't need that good a footing. They're more north and south. Navy's offense is more east and west.
Notre Dame, an interesting decision. They won the toss. They have deferred. Navy is going to have the ball on offense first. And in addition, they have Pat McGrew, such a great return man. They should have good field position to start their opening drive. And here come the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. He is concerned about not making mistakes, taking advantage of every opportunity, because he will simply not have that many opportunities against this offense than they normally would. They would have not quite, but almost a third less opportunities. Now let's go down to John Dockery.
Thank you, Charlie. Yes, it is raining, and yes, it has been 33 years since Navy beat the Irish when they had their star quarterback, Roger Staubach, at the helm. And it's amazing. Staubach ran the option to near perfection. A couple of points to remember. Roger was able to see the man that he was optioning the defensive end right now. That enabled him to come down the line of scrimmage, find that defensive end, and either take it upfield and keep it himself, or, as he does on this play, pitch to the halfback who takes it upfield for a touchdown. Now watch this play. Roger down the line, looks the defensive end, fakes, and then pitches. Now Chris McCoy, number 7, the Navy quarterback, is certainly not Roger Staubach, but he has some ability. He's quick, he breaks tackles, he's strong. He's the leading ground gainer for the Irish, averaging almost 5 yards every time he touches the ball. But as you mentioned, Trump, the option is the key today, and with this bad weather, it could cause some problems for all that ball handling. Back to you.
Here is Bob Davie, the head coach of Notre Dame. Their record this year, as we mentioned, is 3-5. His first season as the Irish head coach. And his counterpart for Navy, Charlie Weatherby. And his record is 3-3, his third season as the head coach of Navy.
Weatherby has these midshipmen believing. A lot of the players talked about just have the confidence that we can compete.
There's Pat McGrew. He is the one of the slot backs and the key return man for Navy. He has 3 returns this year of more than 50 yards. It is high, it is short, it is taken at the 11-yard line, straight up the middle to the 30. Down at the 35, 36, 37. He just keeps plowing near the 40-yard line. Pat McGrew, 28 yards on that kickoff return. Let's set up that offense for Navy. And Bob, here's that offensive line.
It's a stout, not big, but stout. They got some squat bodies in there, and all they have to do is just push and shove a little bit. And here's the secret: the 2 slot bats, and of course it's on Chris McCoy's shoulders for the midshipman. He's got to make all the right decisions every day in this option offense.
The ball at the Navy 39-yard line, first down. The fake is to the fullback. It's a keep by McCoy. McCoy down the sideline. Breaks the first play from scrimmage. Close to 30 yards. Make that 26 yards officially before Benny Gilbo can bring him down. This is what Notre Dame was afraid of.
Charlie, remember when Notre Dame played Air Force last year? This is the quarterback duck. This is the one play that Bob Davie and Greg Madison feared the most, the quarterback duck. In fact, Bob Davie said, thankfully, they don't run the quarterback duck that much. It goes for 26 yards on the first snap.
This time the give is to the fullback, Tim Canada, and he'll take a straight shot just for a couple of yards. Mark it to the 33-yard line where it will be second down. Melvin Dansby with the tackle. And here is the front 3 for Notre Dame.
And the problem with the Notre Dame defense, the front 7, these front 3 and the linebackers, is they have to square up on the offense. They can't be shading or cheating because the quarterback of Navy has the ability to audible to any play to take advantage of any offset in the defense. In fact, I already see a defensive change there in the front line for Notre Dame.
McCoy gives to the fullback, Tim Canada. Canada goes inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. Should be enough for the first down, and it is.
McCoy's the trigger man. Came to Navy as a defensive back. Under the previous coaching staff was probably going to stay a defensive back, and then Weatherby came in and brought this slot option, and actually McCoy fits it perfectly. He doesn't throw quite as well as you'd like the option quarterback to, but can certainly run it. Audible.
McCoy fakes to Canada, gives to the slot back Pat McGrew. McGrew to the 10-yard line, 14 yards on the play, and a first down at the Notre Dame 10. This is the opening drive of the ball game. In the rain, Deke Cooper of Notre Dame with the tackle.
You're going to see this is a counter play. He fakes to the fullback up the middle, then the counter play. When you have those two slot backs sitting there, they're called slot backs, but they're a pair of running backs. So again, if the defense shows any weakness or lack of discipline, you have monstrous holes open for this option. Audible again, Charlie.
They hand signaled it out to the wide receivers. Canada, the fullback, gets the call and has just about a yard to the 9-yard line. That's going to be it. It'll be second down.
Charlie, the interesting thing when we talked to Chris McCoy, he said when I go to the line of scrimmage, I have to look at all 11 defensive players. I am looking for a defensive end split a little too wide, a safety shading the middle of the field. Any indication before the snap of the ball as to where this defense is going to deploy, then I audibilize to the lack of numbers. That is where the short side of the field is concerning the number of people on the defense.
McCoy on the option, and he turns, heads for the goal line. No signal. He does not go in. They're going to mark it just inches shy. No, a signal comes from the official on the far side that he is in the end zone. It took a long time. They had to come in and make sure as they came right down the goal line. Here it is.
Again, here's the first option. He's looking at this guy. He takes it from the fullback and then comes down and then again goes right up the field. This option offense drives defensive players and coaches nuts because it breaks all the rules of your defense. They got to anchor themselves on the line of scrimmage. First drive, score by the midshipman.
Vanderhorst with the extra point. It is up and it is good. Navy opening drive of the ball game. 61 yards in 6 plays, and they move up 7-0. Back with a kickoff in a moment. Welcome back to Notre Dame Stadium. Charlie Weatherby, the head coach of Navy, moving out in front of Notre Dame by a score of 7-0. Jason Covarrubias will be kicking off for Navy. He's their normal punter. Alan Rossum, who, like Pat McGraw, his counterpart for Navy, is an outstanding return man. He has 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns. The opening kickoff against Pitt, 93 yards, and a kickoff last week against Boston College for 80 yards.
They're not going to kick it.
They're not going to give me any kind of a fair catch is called for and taken at the 25-yard line. You can do that. So Notre Dame will move on offense. That was Deke Cooper with the fair catch. And let's take a look at that offensive line of Notre Dame.
Much bigger than the Navy defensive line. This is a power offensive line, and this is the kind of field where a power offensive line should work pretty well. And Paulus and Denson have been the 2 big keys for the Notre Dame offense. See what kind of formation they start with. The Irish start with 2 tight ends, Charlie.
Ken Berry, the fullback, and Denson is the tailback. Ball to Denson with that just straight shot right up the middle between the tackles out to about the 34-yard line. We expect to see this a lot this afternoon. Let's look now at that Navy defense.
And it's an interesting one. A 4-man front, not particularly big, especially the defensive ends. But as the defense continues, they have just 2 linebackers and 5 defensive backs, a 4-2-5 configuration, even against a power run team like Notre Dame. That's the defense that Navy plays, and their defensive coordinator, Dick Bumpus, has great faith in it.
Jamie Spencer now the fullback, and Denson again. He'll pick up the first down as he moves out to the 36-yard line. David Vidger, the senior from Vista, California, makes the tackle for Navy.
Charlie, take inventory of the Notre Dame huddle. They're going with 2 tight ends, Dan O'Leary being one, Jabari Holloway being the other. They're going to try to power it as much as they possibly can. And now we've got an injury to an offensive lineman of the Irish.
Is it an injury, or is he looking for a contact lens?
He might be.
I think he's looking for a contact lens down amongst the mud.
Now here's my question.
That's Luke Pettigrew.
What does an offensive lineman need contacts for? You know?
Maybe he has great eyes and he wants something to have the whole defense a little bit out of focus when
Charlie,
he hits them.
Answer my question. What does an offensive lineman need contacts for?
He doesn't hit the guy in front of him.
Absolutely. Hit the other jersey, not the other colored helmet. The other colored jersey.
All right, so we're set to go.
So
we're about 4 minutes into the ball game. Navy up 7-0.
Pettigrew goes out. Matt Brennan comes in at left tackle.
That's so it doesn't cost you a timeout. Here's Denson with that straight shot. Almost breaks it. Had a delayed opening. Wasn't enough. Has 3 to the 40-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Jason Snyder with the tackle. Denson already has rushed for 15. The season of broken streaks this year.
Yeah, Purdue broke an 11-game Irish win streak. Michigan State an 8-game Irish win streak. USC stopped a 7-game Irish win streak here in South Bend. And of course, we've documented what Navy's trying to do. Break a 33-year streak.
Paulus is not thrown. Here is Denson off the left side. He slips a couple of tackles. Gets away from 2 men. Nice move. He's going to pick up the first down. Jeremy Alota of San Diego Moores High, who was born in Guam, makes the tackle.
This is going to be it. If you think the Irish is going to do anything else, because they are so much bigger than the Navy front four, they are going to keep pounding it. I don't think you're just going to see Autry Denson. I think you're also going to see Tony Driver. And until the midshipmen can somehow slow the run game down, this is it. This is going to look like this game should be in black and white, Charlie.
Checking the ticker, what's going on this afternoon in college football. It's a first down. It's Denson to the left side. Nice defensive play. Here's Ken Berry. And Russ Tate came up to close the door on him.
The one thing you're going to notice about this Navy defense is, man, they are firing at the line of scrimmage. With those just 2 linebackers and the safeties, they are trying to get somebody in each gap. It's going to be very difficult. It's an excellent job done there by Kevin Lewis, just avoiding the block and making the tackle, and that is the secret to this 4-2-5 defense of Navy.
Berry the fullback, Denson the tailback. 2nd down. First pass by Paulus. Kind of wobbly, and it is incomplete.
Bobby Brown stopped running.
Brown, number 88, the intended receiver. Sean Andrews had the coverage.
Watch this pattern. He runs a very nice pattern, a lot of little wiggles in it. Very pretty. But then when the ball is thrown, he kind of stops, hesitates right here. If he had kept running, I think he can make the catch rather easily.
Gray, rainy, cloudy day. Is it hard to pick up the ball?
Yes, it can be hard to pick up the ball. No question about that. But if he keeps running, I don't think that's a difficult catch at all.
3 wide receivers. Paulus in the shotgun. 3rd down, 11. The first crucial play of this drive. Rolling deep has him, man. Wow. Rakai Nelson drops the ball. And he had 2 steps on the defender. And Paulus comes up limping.
Rakai Nelson, who last week had his best day, 6 catches, 110 yards, just blows by the corner. How it slips right through him is beyond me. I mean, beyond me. Now the rush put on Ron Paulus, it's a 5-man rush, go right down to the ankle, the defensive end. It looks like they're looking at either his knee or his ankle, but the shot was low, certainly legal.
Hunter Smith will kick it away. This is Mark Mill is the return man. It will take an Irish roll all the way down to the 2-yard line. 52 yards on the kick. Paulus on the sideline with an ankle injury. How bad is it? We hope to have that information when we come back. Ron Paulus is up and he's walking around on that twisted ankle. John Dockery will find the team doctor. We'll have an official report in a moment. Now Navy goes back to work on their own 3-yard line. And remember, with his option offense, Bobby doesn't make any difference where they are.
Absolutely not.
They run the same kind of play. And this is Chris McCoy as he goes from the 3 out to the 5. Picks up a couple on the play. It'll be second down.
And in the big picture here now, for as Paulus walks the sideline, the big picture, certainly the injury to Paulus is key. But the Irish missed one opportunity. And each time they miss an opportunity, it gives Navy a better chance to be a factor at the end of the game.
Here's John Dockery. John?
Charlie, I just talked to the doctors, and you see Ron Paulus on the sidelines there. He banged the outside of his knee. Doesn't seem to be serious. Doctor said that he'd probably be back in the game. We'll keep an eye on him and see him walking on the sidelines now.
All right, thank you, Doc. They spot the ball almost to the 6-yard line. McCoy cuts back inside. Well defensed by Notre Dame, but he still adds 3 more, gets him out to the 9-yard line. Melvin Dansby makes the tackle at that point. It'll be third down.
And Charlie, I notice a difference here in the defensive configuration of Notre Dame. What they've done is they have Kurt Belisle as a nose tackle and moved Corey Bennett out to the defensive end. Bennett normally the defensive tackle, nose tackle. Greg Madison, defensive coordinator. This is a nightmare. Preparing for this offense in 1 week is an absolute nightmare.
Navy's opening touchdown drive took only 2 minutes and 58 seconds. Normally they take a lot more time than that. He steps back. This is McCoy with the option around the corner, cuts back in, dives out to the 19-yard line. A gain of 10 yards on the play. That was third down and 4. They converted. It's first down. Friday the 13th. Jimmy Friday, leading tackler for Notre Dame, is the man who stops him at that point. And meanwhile, on the sideline, Ron Paulus continues to pace.
And as you see McCoy just go down the line of scrimmage, he's constantly reading, looking for the next guy. He can't worry about the guy he just passed. He's looking for the next guy. And the only reason this option works so well is if you can find a guy who can constantly make the right decision, it puts pressure on every point of the defense. Audible again, Charlie.
Relayed out to the wide receivers. Basically an old crossbuck inside Pat McGrew. The senior is the ball carrier. Lamont Bryant makes the tackle. Let's go. That was Manny Metcalf who carried. Let's go down to John Dockery.
You know, Charlie and Trump, Bob Davie was talking to his defense. Again, he became the defensive coordinator. And what he emphasized to them, especially Corey Minor, Trump, was not to overrun the play, to be disciplined on defense and make sure you don't overreact, but to stay with your responsibility. The Irish didn't do it on their first drive.
Second down and 5. McCoy on the handoff to Canada, and he is stopped in his tracks. Bobby Howard, inside linebacker, was there. He led her to the backfield of Navy on this play.
Charlie, this is kind of what John Dockery was just talking about. Greg Madison and most defensive coordinators want that defensive line attacking. But when you play the option, you got to play on the line of scrimmage. There, Bobby Howard on a rare run blitz. He hits the right gap and is almost there to take the ball. So you're breaking so many rules defensively to try to defense this option, and it's hard for these young men to really understand all that's involved.
3 wide receivers, McCoy rolling, stopping, throwing, and it is intercepted. Notre Dame has the interception. Deke Cooper comes up with it. Was it Deke Cooper? No, it was Corey Minor. Third down and 6, and Corey Minor has his 3rd interception of the year.
The roll by McCoy, he throws it very, very late. And Corey Minor just steps right in front of the receiver. This is not a good throwing offense. McCoy can throw it, but it's not a good throwing offense. And generally, when they throw very, very deep.
Ron Paulus is the quarterback. 17-yard line of Navy. First down. Navy leads 7-0. Here's Denson. Denson will move to the 15-yard line. He'll pick up a couple. It's going to be second down and 8. And Paulus operating officially with a bruised left knee. Travis Cooley with that last tackle.
Coach, you remember a couple of years ago what Navy did to Ron Paulus? A lot of people do remember, but he seems to be okay.
Barry is the fullback, Denson the tailback. Navy showing blitz. Blitz is coming. Play action fake. Lofts it to the corner of the end zone. Diving grab is there for the touchdown. Bobby Brown, 14 yards. Redeems himself. He gets behind Sean Andrews. Touch pass by Ron Paulus.
And Charlie, this is the same pattern that Bobby Brown ran earlier. Enough air underneath this ball that Bobby Brown can kind of fall to it again. If he just continues to run, that's a pretty simple catch, but he's missed one and then he catches one. Both of them look difficult.
Here is Scott Sinja for the tie. That's always exciting with the Notre Dame kickers. This one is good. So we are tied at 7, 4:37 time remaining. We're in the first quarter. Back with the kickoff. Ron Paulus, who just engineered the short touchdown drive following the interception by Corey Minor, Chris McCoy's first pass of the ballgame.
Yeah, not a good sign. First pass intercepted. All-time leader now with 51 touchdown passes is Ron Paulus.
Pat McGrew, the key return man for Navy, and he is a good one. This one from the 1-yard line with 5 blockers as a convoy in front has that hole right up the middle, cuts to the near side, and another good return. Flag is down. 38 yards on the return if it stands up. Deke Cooper and Jim Sanson, who kicked off, were there to finally stop him. It'll be a holding call against Navy.
You know what, Charlie, one of the factors in this option offense is you can't turn the ball over. This is not a come from behind offense, but you have to protect it like it's the most expensive thing in the world. And McCoy threw one away.
And they haven't turned it over much.
And they have not turned it over, as you hear John Dockery at his dollar's worth.
On the receiving team, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
The officials will spot the ball at the Navy 12-yard line, where they have a first down is Chris McCoy, the senior from Morris, Georgia, small town in the southwest corner of Georgia. He was getting set to sign with a 1AA school, Albany State in Georgia, and on that day, Navy called.
Yeah, and he accepted immediately. I mean, no hesitation whatsoever, has not regretted any part of the decision. And interesting, McCoy has been the leading rusher in 4 of the 6 Navy games so far this season. That's how important he is to this offense.
Grant Irons is in on defense for Notre Dame. First down at the 12. McCoy, 2 audibles. 2 audibles. All of that audibling, and Tim Cannon, the fullback, gets the ball.
Well, Charlie, the chess game that happens is that the quarterback is trying to read the alignment of the defense. The defense, he calls an audible. The defense moves slightly. He calls another audible. Again, he wants the defense to establish where it is, and then this option offense will go at its weakness, number-wise. Didn't work.
Rushing yards for Navy, 84. Notre Dame, only 23. Here's Canada again with the handoff. Out to the 17-yard line. It's going to be third down and 5. Grant Irons, the freshman from Woodlands, Texas, makes the stop. top rushing quarterbacks.
You can see 93.2 yards a game for McCoy. Nebraska and Rice also run a form of the option. It appears that in some parts of this country, the option is taking over college football and certainly high school football.
And remember, a moment ago, it was 3rd down and 6. McCoy's only pass of the ball game was intercepted. This is 3rd down and 5. A scooping catch. Did he get it? They're going to say yes, he did, at the 25-yard line. And that's LeBron Butts, the senior from Morris High School in San Diego. Now 1st down for the Navy as they convert, this time on 3rd down and 5.
Just a hitch. 5-6 yards, not thrown particularly well by McCoy. Dives into the ground, and frankly, Butts does an excellent job. First look, it seemed like he caught it. Yes, no question, 1st down Navy.
That was his 2nd pass for Navy. They have rushed the ball 14 times. 25-yard line. Ball game tied at 7. Here's the option and the keep. And McCoy has the 1st down. Down the sideline, cuts back. He's to the 50 and then caught from behind around the 43-yard line of Notre Dame. 32 yards on the play for Chris McCoy. Melvin Dansby, the senior from Birmingham, at a defensive end, finally caught him, but we've got a flag back at the 35. It will go against Navy.
Well, a lot, it seems to me, that's probably on one of the receivers, because blocking is absolutely essential in this option offense by the receivers. And a hand up to the face, an illegal hand up to the face, or a push in the back by a receiver.
Legal block in the back, above the waist, on the offense, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. It is still 1st down.
Charlie, Navy loses the yards, but they win a point because the quarterback duck works again. Now, he ran it the first time for 26 yards, no penalty. That was a 33-yard run brought back by a penalty. So Notre Dame's going to have to figure out some way to make sure that Chris McCoy is not the leading rusher in this game for Navy.
But it says from the spot of the foul, the down goes over. We're back to the original line of scrimmage. Is 1st and 10 at the 25. Here's the option and the pitch.
I heard whistles blowing.
I did too.
I heard whistles blowing. Everybody stopped.
You know what? I think the officials may have missed on the handoff. Jason Wolf took the pitch.
Wait, the referee is standing right there talking to the umpire.
Yeah.
They're going.
It may be one of those inadvertent whistles. Now the referee is, if he's pointing his finger and warning any of the Navy players off of an official's mistake, then he's at mistake. We'll take another look in real time.
No question.
I think they blew their play dead. They thought the fullback had the ball.
No question about it. And you want the quarterback to be deceptive, but not so deceptive that he fools the officials. I don't think they can give him the yardage on this pitch.
These are Big Ten officials. No, the ball's dead. Where's the whistle?
No, they're going to give him the yardage.
We have an inadvertent whistle on the play. They have chose to elect the play, which will give them 2nd down and 6 yards to go.
Now that is a great choice by an official. We were wrong. We're going to give you the yards. This is before the decision is made to give them the yardage. That is a great decision by that referee.
Well, they're giving the yardage of the play of the handoff to the fullback, which is like 3 yards. That's all. They're not giving him the other play.
Well, they moved it back then because they originally had it at the spot where the pitch took place.
And now they move it back. Big Ten officials, did they run the option to Big Ten?
No, not that much.
John Dockery.
You know, it'd be subjective if they said, well, it probably would have gone this far. So you can't do that. It'd be too subjective a call by an official.
2nd down and 6. Official's mistake. Here's the option. The keep. 31, 32-yard line. Chris McCoy again. Bryant with the tackle.
John Dockery's point is correct. You either give it at the spot where you thought it was stopped, or in fact where it was stopped, not halfway in between.
Well, what they're doing, they're giving the original play of the handoff to the fullback, which is the phantom handoff. The phantom handoff went for 3 or 4 yards, and that's what they gave him the play.
The hidden ball trick.
Hidden ball trick. I think you ought to race it and go back and make it 1st down and do it all over.
Too late now.
You're right. We're on to 3rd down and 4. The Phantom will get the carry. That'll go into the stats. Wanting to throw, rolling left, setting, going deep. There's some contact. Oh, it is intercepted. There are no flags. That is Covington who has the interception at the 13-yard line. Mark Mill, the intended receiver. There was bumping downfield, equally, I guess, on each side.
Charlie, this one was in doubt for quite a while. Navy, when they throw the ball, they generally throw it deep. But watch how much this ball bounces around. It hits Mill, it hits Cooper. Covington finally gets his hands on it. Interception, Notre Dame. So, 2 throws by Chris McCoy. 3 throws by Chris McCoy. 2 interceptions.
Ball at the 15-yard line. If you're Navy, you can say that was 3rd down and 4. This is as good as a punt. Notre Dame has the ball on their own 15. Ball game tied at 7. Clement Stokes is now the tailback, and he carries. Jeremy Alota with the tackle. He is the leading tackler for Navy. Ron Paulus, with that bruised left knee, continues to play in the ball game, and he has been banged up by Navy.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has. There was a game a couple of years ago where they broke his arm, broke the humerus, the bone in his upper arm. Didn't play anymore. I got the 1A backfield here: Jamie Spencer and Clement Stokes.
23. Out. 23.
Little play action fake. It overthrows everybody. Bobby Brown, a misread by either Paulus or Brown, because Brown read the defense to come back inside. Paulus read for him to go outside. And this is what you were talking about against Navy.
This was the injury 2 years ago. The sack that broke his humerus, ended his year. The hit was by Fernando Harris of Navy. Certainly legal hit, pulled on the back of his shoulder pad. So Paul is not a great history of staying healthy against Navy. No problems last year.
3rd down and 8, 17-yard line. Paulus is 1 of 4 for 14 yards, but that was for the touchdown. Split backs, passing formation. Navy comes with the blitz. Straight shot at Paulus. Nobody picked him up, and then got him for the sack. Travis Cooley was the blitzer who got him, along with Kevin Lewis. That is the end of the first quarter. We'll be back at Notre Dame Stadium after these messages and a word from your local station. Charlie Jones, Bob Trumpy, the story of the ball game.
Yeah, keep away. Navy's added 10 minutes, 110 yards. Notre Dame's just 453. Keep away. That's what the option does for Navy.
John Spickelmeyer, the center. Hunter Smith will kick it away. High snap. There's pressure, but he gets it off. Mill comes up and takes it at the 48-yard line of Notre Dame. Only 37 yards on the punt.
There's Travis Cooley, who came up with the sack of Ron Paulus.
Chris McCoy, the quarterback. He's the key to the whole offense. Gives on the handoff to the fullback, Jim Cannon. Almost didn't want to let it go, did he?
Yeah, sometimes.
I had a feeling that he's going to pull it back, and Canada says, no, it's mine.
Yeah, sometimes the fullback can show you, wait a minute, give me the ball. You're going to see McCoy try to get it out. Actually, it's dangerous to do that because the ball can't get on the ground. And the fullback has to understand that the quarterback is seeing more of the defense, and you let him make the choices.
Canada now 7 carries, 20 yards.
My ball, says McCoy. Give me that ball.
2nd down. Here's the option and the pitch to the slot back. Metcalf, he is decked by Bobby Howard. That's really the first time that Notre Dame has defensed this offense of the Navy.
And I think if you have your choice, you want Chris McCoy to pitch as much as possible.
And McCoy had pressure from the inside. He didn't have any choice.
Yeah, you want to eliminate the choices of the quarterback in the option.
Isn't that what Notre Dame did last year against Navy? Because McCoy had, what, a minus 13 yards?
Minus 13 yards. Yeah, you make them go out to the perimeter, then hopefully the defensive backs can make that tackle.
McCoy has not been effective throwing thus far in the ball game, and he faces now 3rd down and 10. This is his 4th pass and 2 have been intercepted. Here is a delayed screen, well diagnosed by Notre Dame. He goes to Tim Canada, and they'll end up picking him about 3 yards on the play, but it will be 4th down and 7. So the defense of Notre Dame this time stopping Navy, led by Kurt Belisle.
Yeah,
Has he changed positions?
Yes, he's now playing the nose. And Corey Bennett to the outside. But Bobby Howard, again, number 27, out there right in front of the screen, really gave the slot back no place to go.
Jason Covarrubias with a 38.7-yard average. We're kicking to Alan Rosson. 8 returns for touchdowns, tying an NCAA record. 3 kickoff returns, 3 punt returns, and 1 interception return. There's a flag. Good kick. Fair catch is called for. Rosson steps away from it. It'll go for the touchback if it stands up. Remember, there was a flag at the line of scrimmage. 46 yards. Dick Honig, the referee. The penalty against Navy.
I think you take it at the 20.
Go ahead and take it at the 20.
Sure.
Not enough men on the line of scrimmage by the offense. Decline. Ball beyond the 20-yard, 1st down.
13 minutes and 7 seconds. That is the time remaining. We're in the 1st half. We are tied at 7. Jarius Jackson is now the quarterback for Notre Dame, the Tupelo Tornado. We talked to him yesterday. Said his mom called and said, you know, they called your Tornado?
Yeah, but you remember what he told us last week? He's not good in the rain. What's it doing here?
That's correct. Notre Dame from their own 20-yard line, tied at 7, and we have movement by that offensive line, a false start. This can happen when you change quarterbacks. Cadence changes, sure. The sound of the voice changes.
No question about it. It looked like the tight end may have been a little antsy.
Right over the snap, false start on the offense, 5 yards, it'll still be 1st down.
Ron Paulus on the sideline. He has a bruised left knee, but this change is not because of the bruised left knee.
Not to our knowledge. It has nothing to do with the bruise. This is, again, trying to put Jarius Jackson in some key situations with some pressure on. Now, 1st and 15, and for a young man who says he's not good in the rain, in a game where every possession is absolutely key for the Notre Dame offense, there is added pressure on Jackson more than last week against Boston College.
You pointed out earlier, time of possession a moment ago, 2-1 in favor of Navy. 1st down and 15. But Jackson won't be throwing that much on a day like this. The field is still a little mushy. Play action fake. Throws and it's incomplete, and that's the reason he won't be throwing. Sorry I said that. Are you surprised he's throwing from down there?
That's a pretty high percentage pass. Bobby Brown slipped on the break, and it looks like Bobby Brown is the only receiver. You see his feet just fall out from underneath him. Jackson did have pressure right in his face, so he couldn't do anything about it. But now 2nd and 15.
Gerald Wilson had the coverage on Brown. Now you're almost committed to the pass, aren't you?
Yeah, I wouldn't save it for the 3rd down. I agree, Charlie.
2nd down, 15. Jackson to throw.
Nelson.
Diving reception. Does he get a foot down? They're going to say yes, and he does at the 39-yard line. 23 yards. Rakai Nelson. 19 catches on the year. That's his 20th. He had 6 last week against Boston College.
And Charlie, this seems to be the pattern of choice today for Notre Dame. We've seen a lot of those deep corner routes thrown well by Jarius Jackson. And Ron Paulus told us yesterday the thing about Rakai Nelson, a sophomore, when he comes back to the huddle, he says, Ron, I'm open. Come on, give me the ball. I'm always open. Finally, he's working hard enough to impress the coaches, and he's now getting his opportunity to play on a more regular basis.
Rakai, as you saw, got the knee down. Getherall is in, the speedy freshman.
Same pattern.
It's incomplete. Bobby Brown on this side, the intended receiver. It'll be second down and 10. Gerald Wilson with the coverage. Are you surprised at Notre Dame throwing?
A little bit, but you see the cornerback sitting inside, so these corner routes work. But watch Bobby Brown again. He kind of stops. Keep running. The quarterback is looking at you as you're running away. Do not slow down. Accelerate out of the break. Don't stop, and you'll be a better receiver.
Malcolm Johnson back in as a wide receiver. He is split at the bottom of the screen. Here's the draw. Ken Berry. About 3 yards to the 42. It'll be third down and 7. Russ Tate, the senior from North Canton, Ohio for Navy, is the man who brought him down.
Of course, Charlie, to remind everyone, Jackson last week was 3 of 4 throwing 3 of 4 throwing 56 yards. A couple of little sprints, did very well, and he's still in charge of the T team. That is the short yardage and goal line team. And Bob Davie told us yesterday afternoon, he said, I talked to Jerry. He said, look, next year you're our starting quarterback. How does that make you feel? Handle it.
Jackson to throw, third down 7. He's going to be sacked. Oh! Did the whistle sound? I heard a whistle. It is intercepted. That's a terrible decision. They're going to say the interception stands. Russ Tate picks it up. Did you hear a whistle, or was that just me?
Well, no, I heard something that sounded like a whistle, but I can't imagine why Jarius Jackson tries to get this ball off. Tate again, right up the middle. Now, one would possess a very poor choice by Jarius Jackson. A very poor choice. And no coach wants a quarterback to make a choice like that. I mean, he's trying to make the best of his opportunity here, but sometimes you just got to eat the football. That was not even in your backyard or my backyard would you do that.
Navy with the turnover, have the ball at the Notre Dame 35-yard line. We are tied at 7, first down. Just under 12 minutes to go in the first half. A golden opportunity. McCoy, great protection. He goes deep. Almost intercepted. Almost intercepted by Covington. That would have been his second. Pat McGrew, the intended receiver. Not a well-thrown ball.
No, but again, way down the field. I mean, they either run the option at the line of scrimmage or try to get the thing way, way downfield. McGrew, the slot back. This is a good job by Ivory Covington timing the jump right. No contact before the ball gets there. Knocks the ball away. That ball did float. You're right, Charlie. Not a particularly well-thrown ball.
Irv Dingle is now the fullback, and you can see why. He's got the clean white jersey on. Dingle, the ball, straight shot up the middle for Dingle. He's to the 20-yard line. First down. Second and 10. He picks up 15 yards on the play.
Now, Canada is a 190-pound fullback. Dingle's close to 230. And again, McCoy just reading the defense, sees a little space in there. And the fullback on the first option through the line of scrimmage until Benny Gilbo can get him on the ground.
Navy will use all 3 fullbacks. Tim Canada, Irv Dingle, Matt Harden. Jackson on the phone, listening. Here's the fake, the keep by McCoy. Flag is dropped back at the 31-yard line. The play will go close to the 13-yard line. McCoy carries. And at the Naval Academy, known as the real McCoy, of course. Averaging 19 carries a game.
Yeah,
he may be over that today.
Well, last year he averaged 27 carries a game. So teams have caught on to McCoy.
Well, and also he was getting tired last year.
This flag now again against the Naval Academy, and Charlie Weatherby has seen far too many penalties in this first half.
Illegal shift, 2 men moving in the backfield on the offense, 5 yards, still first down.
25-yard line, first 15. 65 yards rushing, 9 yard passing, 74 yards.
Following the motion penalty against
and the
Navy.
2 interceptions. They hurt anybody and everybody all the time.
Navy has 1 interception off of Jackson. Navy's been penalized 3 times for 25 yards. Notre Dame once for 5. Quick step, drop, comes back to the weak side, goes to the 15-yard line. He's going to pick up 10 yards on that play. McCoy, when he graduates, wants to go into surface warfare, and that's what he's involved in right now.
Yeah, drive ships is what surface warfare is. This is absolutely intentional. It's a quarterback draw, and it's another aspect of the option. No question, this is all he wants to do. Runs by Corey Minor right here on the inside.
Dansby gets him.
And Chris McCoy is a stronger kid than I think he appears to be. He breaks a lot of tackles.
Dingle, the fullback. Ball game tied at 7. This is the keeper of the option around the corner. Inside the 10, dives to the 8. He has the first down. It'll be first down and goal to go as Chris McCoy picks up 7 yards on the play.
Now we saw the quarterback on the draw. Now this is the quarterback sweep. And I just mentioned how strong this young man is and how he breaks tackles. Watch who tries to get him to the ground here right about now. Corey Minor, right there. One of the best tacklers on Notre Dame's football team. And McCoy runs right through his arms. He's now averaging 9.1 yards per carry.
Chris McCoy, Napoleon McCallum, Joe Bellino, career rushing touchdowns. I talked to Napoleon and Bellino yesterday, and I'll pass on their comments during the telecast. Here is the give. Was that Manny Metcalf that took it? And Corey Bennett with the tackle. When I talked with Joe Bellino, and that's his memories, he said, well, I was highly recruited by Notre Dame.
Really?
Yeah, and he said Terry Brennan was the coach, and he came in, had a nice interview. He said, I was overheard him say, Bellino is too small for Notre Dame.
Really?
2 years later, had a great game against him, ran into Terry Brennan in the elevator, and Brennan said, son, you're big enough now for Notre Dame. Back in a moment. We've got a timeout. Notre Dame has won the last 33 games that they have played against Navy. That streak is on the line today. We're tied at 7. Navy is sitting at the 6-yard line. It'll be second down. And guess what? Chris McCoy has rushed for 91 yards. Navy's entire team, Notre Dame's entire team, has rushed for 60.
Goodness.
Whoa. That and time of possession, the two telling numbers.
Notre Dame took a timeout because of the trip formation. Low side of the screen, Charlie. Did you see that?
Yes.
Well, you talk about putting a defense in a real bind. Here's the option setup. You still got the fullback, wide receiver, and then 2 slot backs and a wideout. So somebody over here says, wait a minute, we haven't seen that. Timeout. And Corey Minor says, I don't like the way this is lined up. No. Let's go to the sideline. Coach, what do we do here?
Now, if you're Navy, do you come out and show the same formation on the other side and see if you can get him to burn another timeout?
Yes, you almost have to. Yeah. The other thing you have to do, Greg Madison, the defensive coordinator right there, is going to have to tell his guys, look, if you get a covey over there with you, that's like 3 receivers, you got to go man on man. And we're going to leave the rest of the inside. I think the play they'd like to run up here is just the quarterback option, the quarterback keep. There's no perimeter on the defense.
John Dockery.
You know, Trump, if you go man-to-man, the only problem with those, the 3 trips is that all that picking that goes on and you're trailing people. I know they don't have a great passing offense, but it's a real problem. So that was a decision. They didn't know whether to go man-to-man or zone down here. We'll find out if they do it again.
Yeah, but Doc, I'm telling you, they put those 3 guys out there, spread them as wide as they could, just to give McCoy a chance to get around the corner on the quarterback sneak.
I think you're absolutely right. It was just a diversionary tactic.
Absolutely.
Meanwhile, Navy has had the ball 14 minutes, Notre Dame 6.
Audible again, Charlie.
McCoy will be dropped for a loss. Melvin Dansby. Dansby having a very good game against this offense. And he is one of the keys defensively.
Yeah, he's one of the guys that the quarterback options off of. Here's Dansby right here. And he takes on the blocker, sheds him, and then is right there. Melvin is a 5th-year senior. He's seen a lot of different offenses, including the option. Played that one beautifully for the stop.
Loss of a couple of yards, 3rd down and goal. The ball just inside the 8-yard line. Just under 9 minutes left in the first half, tied at 7. The option, McCoy keeps, cuts back 5-yard line. 4th down goal to go at the 5. Corey Minor, and guess what? Melvin Dansby were both there.
Well, again, the Notre Dame defense has done an excellent job. Again, you see them staying on the line of scrimmage, not penetrating. And Minor comes from behind to assist along with Dansby on the tackle. So they hold Navy to a field goal attempt.
At the 11-yard line, or 12-yard attempt to 22 yards. Vanderhorst is 10 of 11 inside the 40-yard line. 22 yards away to break the tie. He's got it. Navy regains the lead. Navy is up over Notre Dame 10-7. Welcome back to Notre Dame Stadium. Jervius Jackson, the interception. It was picked off by Russ Tate. He should not have thrown it. He was in all kinds of trouble. That led to the 3 points for Navy, and Navy is up now by a score of 10-7. Alan Rossum is the deep back on the return. Tony Driver, Deveron Harper, two of the up backs. We mentioned that because Navy has been kicking it away from Rossum by just getting it high and short. Jason Covarrubias, same type of approach, but Rossum calls everybody off, takes it at the 15-yard line. Little stutter step at the 22, nice return about the 20. Let's go back to the interception. A lot of us thought we heard a whistle. Let's listen.
There was a whistle, but it was after the ball left his hand. So that's twice now we've had what appears to be inadvertent whistles. One time it hurt Navy. That time it certainly helped Navy. The point is a very poor choice by Jervius Jackson.
Ron Paulus back at quarterback. Notre Dame 27-yard line. First down. Denson tries left guard. That's close. Just shades himself to the right for a couple of yards. Follow the Fighting Irish online at NBCSports.com. John Dockery, hey, the Doc talks about the changing of the guard at Notre Dame, and listen to audio clips of Bob Davie and quarterback Ron Paulus. Also, take a tour of our Notre Dame football photo archives. It's all at NBCSports.com. Paulus, as we said, back in the ball game. 29-yard line, 2nd down and 8. Wallace operating with a bruised left knee. Here is Denson. Out to the 32-yard line. There's about 3 more on the play. Gerald Wilson with the tackle. We're moving on the 7-minute mark. Time remaining in the first half. A chance to look and see what's going on around the country. Penn State in front of Northwestern, 21-7. They're in the 3rd quarter in that ball game. Michigan taking it to Minnesota. Michigan now number 4. Here is Navy 10 and Notre Dame 7. 3rd down and 4. Another crucial 3rd down situation for the Irish. Wallace to throw. Sets, fires right on target at the 41-yard line to Joey Getherall. He told us again yesterday. He said, when I throw to Getherall, he's tiny. I have to throw downhill.
Well, this was a good downhill throw. Here's Getherall, just a freshman, great speed, just a simple little out pattern, and Paulus puts it right between the 1 and the 8 to convert the 3rd down.
Sean Andrews was there defensively, 42-yard line.
Looked like that ball is getting a little heavy. You know, when it gets wet, it gets a little heavy. Doesn't spin as much, doesn't turn as much.
Rain has stopped. The field is, according to John Dockery, mushy. That is our new sports term. This one's tipped to the line of scrimmage. It'll be incomplete. Johnson, the intended receiver. Kevin Lewis was there for Navy. He's 2nd down.
A rare 1st down throw.
I'm surprised they're throwing over. Is that just the surprise element?
Yes, they've run so much.
Yep.
You want to try to loosen the defense up a little bit, because what they want to do today is just keep running it, but you have to at least threaten them with the run, and that's what that play action pass did.
2nd down and 10. this coming. It is picked up. Denson almost breaks it clean. He'll be about a yard shy of the first down. Autry Denson. Travis Cooley with the tackle. Let's take another look.
You're going to see this defense jumping all over the place. And Denson just has that little wiggle right at the line of scrimmage to get by. Runs right by the blitzer. Good pickup by Kaczynski, the center, and a good lead block by Berry. And Denson is so gifted, Charlie, at just making that last second little move to get him free of the line of scrimmage.
Remember what Bob Davey told us about Kaczynski? He said, can I be like Wallace? Can I come out and then I come back in, they'll boo me?
That's a center for you.
Here is Denson. This is going to be close. He needs a couple of yards. Gerald Wilson cuts him down. 48-yard line of Navy. It's either on the marker or very close to it. Officials timeout for a measurement. They see it the same way. Too close to call.
Charlie, whether they make it or not on this particular measurement, this is 4-down area. Again, Navy playing keep away. You have to take every opportunity.
Ooh, first down.
You see even the midshipman says, Kevin Lewis says, are you sure?
Are you sure?
This, I think, is a key. This is a huge key. 6.5 yards per first down, 2 yards per first down by Notre Dame. I mean, that is absolutely the key to this game to this point.
The Irish now have converted twice in this drive on third down. Third down and 4, third down and 2. Here's Denson. Has the corner, 45-yard line. Slips another tackle down the sideline. He'll pick up the first down. Great continuing effort inside the 35-yard line. Ken Berry with the lead block. Jeremy Alotto with the tackle, 13 yards, and Sean Andrews also had a piece of it.
This is an excellent job. Jabari Holloway, the tight end, with a good block. Rakai Nelson, 9, the wide receiver out front with a good block. Berry with a good block, and Denson stays with the play. Sweep run to the wide side of the field. And with Denson's speed, if he can at least keep his breath, because he's going to get it a lot today, he should have a big day.
Ken Berry, the fullback, was the ball carrier.
On the play.
Two Navy players are saying they have it, countered by two Notre Dame players saying that they have it. We await the official call. Navy starts to celebrate. Denson is pointing it out. Navy has the ball.
Now the second turnover of the day by Notre Dame. I could not really tell who hit him. Still has the ball there. Runs through the tackle of Jeremy Alida. Oh, it's 10 Smith.
Rashad Smith from Conley, Georgia, the senior.
He pops the ball loose. He's going to come from the left and hit it right out of Berry's arm.
Navy takes over first and 10.
Does he also make the recovery?
He does, yes. So it was Smith and Smith. 29-yard line. Navy has the ball on their own 29-yard line. They lead by 3. 10-7. 4:46 left to go. We're in the first half.
Wow.
McCoy, after an awesome fake that drew everybody's attention to Tim Canada, he keeps, and Alan Rossum finally makes the tackle at the 38-yard line. That was a great fake.
Oh, and the thing that's just beautiful about a play like this is McCoy has run this offense now that he's so patient. He doesn't just get right up through the defense. He kind of waits and kind of picks his way through there.
You told me last night that he will play the numbers. What does that mean?
Well, what the option tries to do is, if you have a numbers advantage, or here's the trips formation again. I'll tell you about the numbers in a moment.
Second down and 1. It's an audible. He's got to go out and holler at him on the audible. It'll cost him a timeout because the trips was so far away. All right, we've got a timeout. Back in a moment. Navy by 3. .358, Navy leads by 3. They show the trips again. This now is the third time that we've seen trips in the ball. Now, a small football was thrown out of the stands onto the field, and that's for this timeout. Now, the first time they showed the trips, Notre Dame took a timeout. Then they showed here. They wanted to go to an audible. They had to shout. They were running out of time. Navy cost the timeout.
I'm anxious to see what they're going to run out of this formation. I hope they get this play off.
Second down and 1. Show motion coming back in, and it's just a straight handoff to the fullback, Tim Canada. They're setting something up later in the ball game.
You are absolutely right. Either a reverse with a guy in motion from that covey of receivers out there, or a quarterback sweep. Yes, this is the first thing we'll do out of this formation indication. You know, we will give it to the fullback.
Tim Canada has rushed for 25 yards. 8 carries.
Same formation. Here we go again. Now we're going to see option 2 out of this formation.
First down. Fake to the fullback, duck in behind him. The trips are still kind of fooling around over there in the left flat.
Right.
McCoy keeps.
Charlie, when you speak of option quarterbacks, remember Bo Morgan of Air Force last year? 23 carries, 183 yards, 7.9 a carry. Look at here, 7.7 a carry for Chris McCoy. This option, if you have a quarterback of the caliber of either one of those kids, drive a defense crazy.
Those are McCoy's numbers today. Canada the fullback. Couple more yards out to the 47-yard line.
Yeah, but Charlie, you know,
third down and 6. Now it's time to spring the play.
No, I'm not sure. I have a feeling that Charlie Weatherby is more than content, leading 10-7, to not take a chance of turning the ball over here. Again, he's playing keep away. We got it. Bob Davies' offense doesn't have it.
They can't score.
Don't mind my spot right here.
They can't score.
That's right.
Got the ball.
I don't want to turn it over.
Third down and 6. 2:19 and counting. Time remaining, second quarter. Navy leads by 3, 10-7. That may be a lateral. It doesn't make any difference. It is caught by Pat McGrew. He's only going to have a yard, maybe 2. It'll be fourth down. Now Notre Dame will want to stop the clock. They want a timeout. Notre Dame wants to stop the clock. Finally signaled with 1:56 left. Covington was there for the Irish.
Charlie, that was nothing but a long handoff.
Yes.
I mean, taking no chances with the turnover.
We'll be back in just a moment. One minute and 56 seconds. That is the time remaining. John Dockery's on the sideline. I'm Charlie Jones with Bob Trumpy. Jason Covarrubias from Buena Park, California, is the punter for Navy. Alan Rossum is the return man on a muddy field. But the rain has stopped. Quarterback steps away, or another play. No, that's a lot, I believe he was under there. It's a fake. If he has the corner on the option and the pitch, he keeps it down the sideline to the 30, and he leaps out of bounds. Flag down at the 35-yard line. 23 yards on the play, but there's still that flag to contend with.
And Jervy doesn't know about the flag yet. He's still celebrating.
Rossum came up to stop him. It is against Navy.
And the play worked beautifully. Interesting way to disguise what they're going to do. Wait a minute. It looks like there's a change. The referee's going to change his call here.
If it's from the spot.
On the offense, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. It will still give Navy a first down.
Yep. Downfield holding. Remember we saw that earlier when he came back his first down at the original line of scrimmage.
Well,
Navy showed this play one other time, and that was against San Diego State. This is only the second time this year they've run it.
Charlie, interesting way that they deceived Notre Dame. They put Jervy Alata, the safety, up underneath the center and then backed him out, and then direct snap to him. He runs the sweep, and it still ends up with possession for Navy.
45-yard line of Notre Dame, first down. Just a straight give to the fullback. Alana, who just made that play, has a personal hero.
Oh, yeah, he certainly does. He's sitting on the sideline over there resting, and consider that Alana's brother, Albert, at 17 years old, gave their mother, Zenny, one of his kidneys, sacrificed his athletic career. She'd been on dialysis and had been suffering from kidney disease her entire life. She's now fine with brother Albert's kidney.
Trips on the near side, 2nd down and 7. Navy showing a bit of everything here in the second quarter. McCoy keeps, bobs and weaves his way to the 35-yard line, moving on the 1-minute mark of time remaining in the first half. No huddle offense.
Gain of 6.
Just a bit of a hurry up.
They're calling their entire offense right there at the line of scrimmage. Well, that is impressive.
3rd down, less than a yard for the first down. It'll be a first down at the 34-yard line. Canada gets the carry. Bobby Howard with the tackle.
Now, you think this is not driving the Notre Dame defensive players and coaches nuts? I mean, I don't care where we put them. Navy finds the spot where we're weakest as McCoy just puts the ball into the ground. No matter where we line up our defense, they are finding the weakness of the defense and exploiting it.
McCoy has rushed for 100 yards. 14 carries, 100 yards. Still with 38 seconds to go here in the first half.
Yeah, and again to repeat, he has been the leading rusher in 4 of their 6 games so far this season. So all this is going according to Charlie Weatherby's grand plan to beat Notre Dame for the first time since 1963 and make Roger Staubach
Very happy. And a lot of Navy personnel around the world very happy. 2nd down and 10.
25 wide open.
At the 20-yard line, Manny Metcalf with only his 8th reception of the year. Clock is stopped. The chains to be moved with first down. He will spike it again. 16 yards on the play. 27 seconds left.
Again, it's the slot back. And just down the field, someone drops the coverage. You're so worried about the run. Lamont Bryant, 53, was the closest one. This drives defensive coordinators nuts, and Charlie Weatherby knows it.
He spiked it as his coach Charlie Weatherby wanted him to do. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Now Bob Davie, being an ex-defensive coordinator, he's trying to help Greg Madison, the present defensive coordinator, as best he can. But they've had a week to prepare. There's just nothing you can do.
Trips, top of the screen, far side. 2nd down 10. Option to the near side or the weak side. Lost his footing just a bit. Goes to the 15-yard line. That's good for 4. 3rd down and 6.
Well played by Jimmy Friday, number 13. When McCoy kept the ball, as Navy has taken a timeout.
13 seconds. That is the time remaining in the first half. Be sure to stay with us at halftime for the Sun America Halftime Report. Hannah Storm, Chris Collinsworth will have college scores and highlights. And by the way, they'll take a look at the Jim Harbaugh, Jim Kelly fracas and review some action from the opening night in the NBA. That's the Sun America Halftime Report with Hannah Storm and Chris Collinsworth. Meanwhile, Navy leads by 3, 10-7, 13 seconds left. A field goal attempt would be about 32 yards, and that is well within the range of Tom Vanderhorst, who now has hit 11 of 12 inside the 40, including 1 from 22 yards in the ballgame.
Charlie, I think there are a lot of Notre Dame fans out there saying, wait a minute, you know, this team blew up Navy last year in Dublin, Ireland. But I want to remind those people that Notre Dame had 3 weeks to prepare for this option offense. They played Air Force. Look at the time of possession, total yards. But last year they had 3 weeks. They played Air Force and then had 2 weeks off. And when you've got 3 weeks to prepare for the option, you can more ingrain to the defensive players what is necessary. In 1 week, well, it's extremely difficult.
as you saw, 2-to-1 time of possession, 2-to-1 offense. You're wondering why Navy's not leading by more than 3 when you just look at those numbers. Yeah. But as you said earlier at the beginning of the show, those numbers don't make any difference because that offense will have the ball.
Absolutely. Keep away.
3rd down and 6. A pump fake. Fade dive in the corner. It is incomplete. LeBron Butts, who wants to attend intelligence school and joined the CIA, and his dad was a detective with the San Diego police. Couldn't quite get to it. It will be 4th down. Field goal attempt is in. Field goal team is in.
Charlie, again, Notre Dame has done a good job keeping Navy to a field goal attempt, but they have so dominated time of possession wise in the first half that Notre Dame, again, fewer opportunities.
32 yards. Vanderhorst, 11 of 12 inside the 40. Will it come back for him? No, it does not come back. It stays outside the right upright.
Great celebration on Notre Dame sideline. I mean, great celebration. Good snap, put down well. Kind of chunked it a little bit, caught a little turf, and just hooks outside that upright. And looked at celebration. Great job, great job.
Notre Dame will take over at their own 20-yard line with 5 seconds. That is the time remaining in the first half. Vanderhorst now 11 of 13 inside the 40. Wallace will just down the ball, pitch it back to the referee, Dick Honig, and that will be the official end of the first half, with Notre Dame trailing Navy. Navy is up by a score of 10-7. Let's go down to John Dockery.
Thank you. Coach, how do you slow down McCoy and the Navy option?
I think our defense is hanging in there and really playing pretty good. You know, the first series rocked us a little bit. They ran the kickoff back and then they executed real well the first series. Since that time, I think we've settled in pretty good on defense. You know, what I'm concerned about right now is our offense. You know, we've had 2 big turnovers. And, you know, anytime you play the wishbone, you have to take advantage of those possessions, and we haven't done it yet.
Startling statistic. You may feel it, but may not know it. They had the ball twice as much as you did in that first half.
It's not all that startling when you play a wishbone team. That's why you have to take advantage of those possessions on offense.
Okay, good luck, Coach.
Thank you, John.
All right, thank you, John. It is halftime. Navy leads by 3. We go to New York, and let's join Hannah Storm. Hannah? At halftime, Navy leading Notre Dame by 3, 10-7. Let's go down to John Dockery.
Coach, what did you say to your team at halftime?
Well, we're where we are, where we need to be at 30 minutes. We got 30 more minutes to play. We got to come out here and we got to take advantage of the opportunities we've been given and find a way to win the football game.
You tell them anything differently? The first half, you ran the ball wonderfully, and just the ground game worked for you.
Well, we got to continue to run the ball, and we got to be able to throw it as well. And you know, our young men are excited about being here, excited about playing this football game, and they're ready to play 30 more minutes.
It's been 33 years. Good luck, Coach.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, this is Charlie Jones, Bob Trumpy. What you don't realize is that Charlie Weatherby was running out of the tunnel and Doc was chasing him across the field. But the win streak, Notre Dame has won the last 33 games. Navy is up by 3 at halftime, trying to break that streak.
And in the first half, this keep-away game that the option produces has worked beautifully for Navy. The 2 turnovers by Notre Dame, actually, the score should be more in favor of Navy than it presently is. So what Bob Davies had to tell his guys at halftime is, 1, again, we cannot make mistakes. 2, don't think about putting the ball on the ground. You're coming out of the game immediately. His defense is going to have great difficulty in this second half, I believe, in slowing down this option offense. So it's all sitting Navy's way.
It's there.
See if they can execute.
It's there for the taking if they can play as well as they played in the first half.
Yes.
And that key, like you said, that's their offense.
Absolutely. And if you look at the first half stats, there are a couple of things that jump out at you. 1, the average yards per first down, 5.4 for Navy, 1.4 for Notre Dame. That is huge. And that's produced the time of possession, the doubling of the yards. Here's one I thought I'd never see. Navy has 4 pass completions, Notre Dame 3. 3. So
and
now,
we don't expect him to throw. Notre Dame should throw a little bit more in the second half, but we don't expect Navy to throw.
No. I don't think so. I mean, again, they played keep away beautifully. You have McCoy over 100 yards. It is exactly as you would draw it up Wednesday and Thursday up in Annapolis in a scenario to win this football game for the first time in 33 years. And I'm sure Charlie's tired of hearing everybody say that.
Roger Staubach, we had him on at the beginning of the telecast talking about this might be the year. I mentioned that I talked to Joe Bellino. Also talked to Napoleon McCallum, the great running back, and he said he remembers the senior year he was hurt at the Meadowlands, though, that Notre Dame won by 1 point on a field goal right at the end of the ball game. And he said it was like the luck of the Irish because 2 weeks later we beat the #2 team in the country. So it's all on the line here in the second half. High and short, keeping it away from Allen Rossum, taken at the 38-yard line. Tony Driver, the freshman from Louisville. And let's look at the possessions in the first half.
Now, each had 6. And you can see after the turnover, Notre Dame comes up with the touchdown. But they have not performed well. The interception and then the fumble and then the half. I mean, there's 6 possessions in the first half is good. Not great, just good. But Notre Dame must take advantage of, again, good field position to start a drive.
Start at their own 39-yard line. That's the good news. The bad news for Irish fans. This is the third quarter. Denson will get out to about the 43-yard line. He's going to pick up about 4. And we'll go to the quarterback comparison. Travis Cooley making the last tackle.
This is just throwing it. 4 of 10 for 28 yards for Chris McCoy. 2 of 6 for 24 for Ron Paulus. And obviously the rushing yards in the first half for McCoy, the big factor. 6.7 yards per carry.
Second down and 6. That's McCoy loosening up on the sideline. Notre Dame won the toss. They deferred to have the ball in the opening drive of the second half. Little play action fake by Paulus. Throws it is underthrown, incomplete. Bobby Brown, the intended receiver. Sean Andrews had the coverage. It'll be 3rd down and 6.
Charlie, you made a reference to the third quarter. A lot of people don't like that reference. 13 points, 10 against Pittsburgh, 3 last week against Boston College is the sum total for Notre Dame, and it's tough to beat people on a consistent basis if you can't play 4 quarters.
We asked Bob Davie about the third grade. He said it's a mystery. We try everything in the world to figure it out. We can't figure it out. Paulus now has completed 2 of 7 passes for 24 yards. That does include the touchdown. Paulus to throw again. Sets up deep. Over the middle, pass is complete for the first down. Bobby Brown. They're going to mark it at about the 48-yard line. Sean Andrews with the tackle. He'll pick up the first down. 156 completion this season. Irish single season record. I believe that's his 15th school record or 16th.
Yeah, something like that.
It's a lot.
Yeah, but the fans are more concerned with win-loss record than individual passing records.
Jay Johnson in as a wide receiver. Navy 48-yard line. Here's Dixon on the pitch. Has the corner. 45-40. Turns it down the sideline. He could go into the end zone, and he does.
No flags.
Sideline for Audrey Denson, his 9th touchdown of the year. Extra point is right down the middle. Notre Dame moves on top of Navy 14-10. We're not quite a minute and a half into the second half. Audrey Denson, that's a former announcer. 48 yards. He now has rushed for 105 yards in the ballgame. 12 carries, 105 yards. Pat McGrew is the deep back on the return. One of the better ones in the country, but he's taken on the far side. That's John Vereen from Pasadena, Maryland. Out to about the 26-yard line. We'll go back to the touchdown.
Charlie, a couple of big blocks. Good block by the tight end. Watch the lead block by Barry, and then you're going to see Nelson come in from the outside. Deep pitch to Autry Denson. This play unfolds beautifully. And you see the big block there by the tight end. There's Nelson with the crack on the safety, and then Denson has one guy to beat.
Gerald Wilson.
Yeah, and you block all of them, leave one guy for the running back. Denson gives him a little juke into the end zone.
That is Autry Denson's 15th 100-yard game, and by the way, 3 consecutive 100-yard games against Navy. And McCoy with the counter, and he comes back with a first down as he rushes for a quick 13 yards before Bryant can get him.
There's Denson on the sideline celebrating. You see the 105 yards. But Navy with that quarterback duck again. That's exactly the way they started the game. Get Chris McCoy up through the line of scrimmage. He's already over 100 yards.
Now 116 and 16 carries and a touchdown for McCoy. McCoy just hands to the fullback. That's Irv Dingle as we go down to John Dockery. Doc.
Charlie Jones, the Secretary of the Navy, with me now, John Dalton, was here the last time Navy beat the Irish. What do you remember, John?
Well, it was my first class year, my senior year at the Naval Academy, and we came out. It was the year Roger Staubach won the Heisman Award, beat Notre Dame 35-14. Roger had a great day. The team played well. We actually beat Notre Dame 3 out of the 4 years I was a midshipman.
Wow. Stay with me after this play. I have another question for you.
Second down, 7. Audible relayed out to the wide receivers. Here's the option and the pitch. Manny Metcalf off of the pitch is up in the fumble and recovered by Navy. Say the ball had possession when he hit the ground. Ground, as you know, cannot cause a fumble. That was Pat McGrew. That was the ball carrier. Let's go down to Dockery.
Thank you, Charlie. Some people would say after 33 years of losing, maybe you shouldn't come back here. Why does the Naval Academy keep coming back?
Well, Navy and Notre Dame have a special relationship going back to World War II when we trained an awful lot of naval officers here. At the time, Notre Dame needed students, needed something, and it was a big favor to Notre Dame and a big favor to the Navy. We've had a great relationship with the university for many years, and I think we'll continue to play Notre Dame, and we're going to beat them one of these years. I hope this is the year.
An optimist and a man who likes challenges. Charlie, back to you.
All right, thank you, Doc. I remember a couple of years ago, they asked the midshipmen if they wanted to kind of weaken the schedule, and to a man they said, no, we want to go against the best. McCoy comes back helmet to helmet at the 50-yard line. Gain of 1, second down and 9. Bobby Howard and Chris McCoy.
Also Melvin Dansby, the defensive end. This is the counter option. You're going to see him turn one way and then option the other way. And you see Dansby takes away the outside. He hits him from the outside. Howard from the inside for little or no gain. One of the few times they've held Chris McCoy to very little yardage.
Metcalf and Wolf are the slot backs.
Audible again. We've seen it all afternoon, Charlie.
Dingle, the fullback. Almost as if he wanted to duck in behind him, but there was a pause. There wasn't anything there.
Yeah, busted play. Somebody didn't get the audible call because Bobby Howard, 27, was in there. There were several people. Dansby was in there right at the point. He never really gets out of the option spot. Watch what happens. He calls the audible. The blocking is wrong somewhere. There are 3 guys standing right there to make the tackle, and they do.
Third down and 10. They'll have to throw here. And when they throw deep.
Yes, they do.
McCoy, good protection, goes, has a man in between defenders, but he misses him. Pat McGrew, the intended receiver. Bryant was the up man covering, and Alan Rawson, the D-back. He was open between them.
Yeah, that was going to be a tough completion for McCoy over that at linebacker and in front of the defensive back. This is a very tough pass for the most accomplished college quarterback to complete, but he almost got his hand on it.
So Jason Covarrubias will be kicking it away, and Alan Rossum is the return man. And remember, Rossum needs only one more career return for a touchdown to set a new NCAA record. Low line drive. Kicks out of bounds. They'll mark it out right at the 10-yard line. 41 yards on the kick. Notre Dame leads by 4. Back in a moment. More than 10 minutes ago, third quarter, Notre Dame from their own 10-yard line. Navy's defense has to stop Notre Dame here, or the game is over.
You're right.
Clement Stokes is the deep back, the tailback. 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. He carries, has the hole for a moment, and then shut down at the 11-yard line. Gain of 1. Second down and 9. David Vidger got him.
Charlie, we had documented the problems that Notre Dame had in the third quarter. It's not been good. 20 possessions, 11 punts. 3 times they win it on 4 downs and didn't make it. 2 lost fumbles, 1 missed field goal. Now we change this to 2 touchdowns, 2 field goals, and ends up 20 points in the third quarter to this point in the season, and that's hardly enough.
Jamie Spencer now the fullback. Stokes is the tailback. Wallace to throw. He goes deep. Incomplete. He threw behind Joey Gatherall, the defender. Gerald Wilson in turning fell down, but Gatherall couldn't get over there either. That's muddy. Mushy right down the middle of the field.
Yeah, actually, not a particularly good throw by Ron Paulus. It's the deep slant. Paulus now 3 of 9 for just 33 yards and a touchdown. And when Gatherall tries to adjust to the ball, footing won't allow him, so it brings up a third down situation. Third down and long.
Third down and 9. Is this the ball game?
Yes, this drive for the Navy defense, they got to stay close so they can keep using the option. They can't allow a touchdown here.
Wallace from the shotgun with 3 wide receivers. Blitz is coming.
Picked up.
Pass is complete. It is a first down. Jay Johnson, that is only his 3rd reception of the year. Alota got him 17 yards.
Well, this is well done by the entire Irish offense. You see the blitz coming. It's going to be picked up beautifully. A deep slant run by Johnson. Quick set. Not thrown particularly well by Paulus, but Johnson goes back and get it. That is a huge third down conversion for both teams against Navy for Notre Dame.
Irish 29-yard line, first down. Clement Stokes. Vidger gets him as we go down to John Docker. Doc.
You know, Joe, I heard you and Trump talking about it. The Irish can do some business at the wide receiver spot if they want to. There's a mismatch out there, and Trump, you've been talking about it. Sean Andrews and Wilson on the other side just can't handle the Irish wide receivers if Ron Paulus can get his act together and start throwing the ball better. Also, they're doing some gambling with the blitz, putting man-to-man coverage out there. So that's where the Irish can make some hay if Paulus starts throwing the ball.
Nelson wide to the near side. It's second down and 6. The pitch to the tailbacks. Clement Stokes. Stokes out across the 40. He'll fall forward for the first down. Sean Andrews with the tackle. That was second and 6. Jason Snyder also had a piece of it for Navy.
Carries to the 4.
Holloway with the block.
Let me expand on something that John Dockery just said. Because there are 5 defensive backs in the ball game and 3 of them are safeties, John Dockery is talking about these corners. They're isolated out there. So John Dockery's right. If Ron Paulus can throw the ball accurately, they can pick on those corners.
First down, Notre Dame.
25.
Nice hole right up the middle for Clement Stokes. He'll go to the 46-yard line. It'll be second down and 4. Russ Tate with the tackle. All of a sudden, Notre Dame ball control. They're just right up the middle, a little outside, a little deep.
You're absolutely right. And Charlie Weatherby, you just saw him standing on the sideline. This is what he feared most. They played keep away, in the first half, and now Notre Dame is doing that in the second half with their power football game.
2 tight ends for Notre Dame in this offensive set. Wallace drops the ball, picks it up. Stokes will end up losing a yard or 2 on the play. Russ Tate was right there.
Goodness. Kaczynski and Paulus, both fifth-year seniors, good buddies, close friends, and see what happens. You never can tell who is totally at fault in that, but the simplest of things, getting the ball from the center to the quarterback, can ruin the entire day for a lot of football teams. Brings up another third down, another key third down here for both Notre Dame and Navy.
6 minutes, 42 seconds and counting. Time remaining, third quarter. Wallace now in the shotgun. Good protection. It is tipped, intercepted. Navy has the ball. Rashad Smith, who has a fumble recovery earlier in the ball game, has the interception, his second of the year.
Notre Dame had a crossing pattern called. Bobby Brown was crossing. It's going to happen right over here. See if you can pick up who tipped the ball, Charlie. Is it 92? Yeah, 92 gets it.
Michael Ogden.
That's Michael Ogden. Ogden tips it up in the air, but you see Rakai Nelson 9 and Bobby Brown 88 standing almost shoulder to shoulder. Ogden
there's
tips
the
it
tip.
up, and there's the interception.
Reaction by Rashad Smith. So Navy now has the ball on the turnover at the Notre Dame 48-yard line, first down. Navy trails in the ball game by 4, 14-10. Tim Canada, the fullback. The pitch is to Metcalf. Metcalf to the 39-yard line. Second down and 1 as he picks up 9 on the play. Johnny Sanders with the tackle.
Smith on the sideline with that interception. Right place, right time after the ball was tipped. And again, Charlie, that drive, I think both sides recognize. Ron Paulus saying, look, I'm sure the guy just got his hand on it. That's happened to a lot to Ron Paulus and Notre Dame in the third quarter, hasn't it?
You almost feel there is a third quarter jinx against the Irish. Second down and a yard. Play action, fake has a man wide open. It's McGrew. Down the sideline, he'll be out of bounds just inside the 15-yard line. 24 yards on the play. Bryant and Rossum had the coverage for Notre Dame. And here comes Navy again.
It's the slot back again. Here's 34. He just has a wide release and then up the field. McCoy waits, very patient, underneath the corner. Big pickup.
Trying to capitalize on Rashad Smith's interception.
And you think Navy doesn't understand that they got to stay close? They can't let Navy, they can't get Notre Dame get out to a big lead.
First down at the Irish 14-yard line. Straight shot right through the middle. That's Tim Canada, the fullback, and he'll just keep powering his way as long as he can. He goes to the 9. That's 5 yards. Second down and 5. Melvin Dansby and company push him back at that point.
Let's deal a little bit here with Mr. Canada, an absolutely amazing young man. Tim Canada, 190 pounds. January 30th is the biggest day in this young man's life to this point.
Next January 30th.
Next January 30th. He hears whether or not he'll be one of 250 selected to go to flight school in Pensacola, Florida. Is absolutely fascinated with planes, although is more than happy to stay on the ground here with Navy in South Bend.
And he stayed on the ground for 37 yards prior to this carry, so you can add a few more, 3 more. He's up to 40. The ball's at the 6-yard line in his third down. Dansby and Bennett on the stop. 4:40 time remaining. We're in the third quarter.
There's the two principals, Ron Paulus and Smith with the interception, and put Navy in great field position. Now the last 2 or 3 times Navy's had it, they've had to settle for a field goal attempt. There's that triple formation.
Far side. Just a quarterback sneak. into the 4-yard line. It's going to be very close to the first down for McCoy. Dansby and Howard with the stop for Notre Dame.
Well, that's weird looking, but effective.
You've got to send some people out there with them. You can't leave them alone.
Sure, you're absolutely right. What you're doing is when you spread those 3 receivers out there is you're basically taking 4 guys out of the tackling pattern. So, I mean, you're serving yourself very, very well, and it is a first down for Navy.
First down, goal to go. Just outside the 3-yard line. Audible, hand signals to the wide receivers. Tim Canada, they'll give his progression just inside the 2-yard line. Jimmy Friday led the defensive surge. It'll be second down and goal to go.
You know, it is tougher to run the option down here on the goal line. It really is. You do need some space for the option to work. And you have more safeties closer to the line of scrimmage. An extra tackler.
Second down. Notre Dame leading 14-10. Trips to the near side. McCoy just ducks in behind Tim Canada, the fullback, and scores his 9th touchdown of the year. Navy regains the lead.
Charlie, we talked earlier about the numbers. Well, they spread everybody out. And look, there's 1, 2, 3 guys over there, and they got 4 to block them with the fake. And the quarterback duck, as you called it, Charlie, works again to perfection.
Vanderhorst to attempt the point after. It goes through. Navy back on top. They lead by 3, 17-14. A lot of time remaining, 2:59 in the third. There's a duck. You just duck in behind the fullback, and it's worth a quick 6. Navy 17, Notre Dame 14. Bob Davie, the head coach of the Irish. Navy celebrating on the other side. The midshipmen who are here. 48 yards, 7 plays. McCoy scoring his 2nd touchdown of the ball game. His total, let me make that correction now, 10 on the year. How many points off of turnovers?
10 points off the turnovers.
It's been a long time since Navy has defeated Notre Dame. 33 years. Rossum is the deep back for the kickoff return. You can forget about him. They just want to pooch it high and short. That is what Covarrubias has been doing. He does it again. No, Rossum is going to move up, sneaked up, took it at the 25-yard line. Heads to the near side. They converge on him. He'll be down around the 35, 36-yard line with 11 yards on the return. Chris Oliver with the tackle. 3 wins in 24 games here in South Bend. Whoa.
Yeah, I wonder who recognizes those numbers in 33 years since the last one more. Are those people at Navy or Bob Davie? You know, it's on his shoulders. The first year, trailing 17-14 here on a team that everybody says, why can't you beat Navy? Come on.
First down Irish, just outside their own 35-yard line. Berry and Denson in the backfield, play action fake. Incomplete. Kai Nelson, the intended receiver. Sean Andrews with the cover.
And Nelson was open. It appeared to me that Paulus waited a long time to launch that ball, but that out, as John Docker had been mentioning earlier, 4 of 12 for 50 yards for Ron Paulus. This is after last week, Paulus and Jackson combining for 323 yards passing, their best passing day in 5 years against Boston College.
Second down and 10. I wonder if they know here they have fewer opportunities and maybe you press just a little bit.
Could be the pressure of it.
Second and 10. They throw again. side. Dennis Kane gets it. Excellent coverage downfield by the secondary of Navy.
Dennis Kane at just 225 pounds. This is his first year as a defensive end. There was nobody for Ron Paulus to throw the ball to. He kind of hangs around the line of scrimmage and then accelerates right into Ron Paulus. No one was open. No choices for Ron Paulus.
Dennis Kane at the White House this past week.
Yeah, he and several other people from the academy were down there when the Chinese premier showed up at the White House. They were just down there to see the protocol and all of the pomp and circumstance.
Third down, 18, 27-yard line. 3 wide receivers, shotgun for Paulus.
Nelson.
He misses him. Nelson was open deep over the middle. Paulus is off target. Smith and Lawrence had the coverage, but he was open. It'll be 4th down. They'll kick it away.
There was a deep zone run here by Navy. Nelson breaks across the middle, and he is wide open. Again, this is not thrown well by Ron Paulus at all. Just stretched him out ever so slightly and actually didn't need to.
Hunter Smith will be kicking to Mark Mill. 1:51 time remaining in the third. Navy leading by 3, 17-14. Terrible kick, shakes it off to the right side. It'll go out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. So Navy will take over on their own 42, following a punt of only 30 yards. Along with John Dockery on the sideline, I'm Charlie Jones with Bob Trumpy. Charlie Weatherby, the head coach of Navy. Navy with the ball, first down at their own 42-yard line. This is a lateral. He can throw off of it. It's a backward pass. He throws it back, and he throws. That's just an incomplete pass. He was throwing it back to Chris McCoy. Is that what they've been saving?
Actually, I think that's totally unnecessary. In this second half now, they've done a great job. Charlie, you identified it correctly. McGrew goes back. It is a lateral. They're trying to set up a screen to the quarterback, McCoy. You see linemen out in front. It doesn't work. The bad news is it's now 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10. McCoy in the ball game, 20 carries, 121 yards rushing. That's an average of 6 yards per carry, and he scored 2 touchdowns. 17-14 Navy. Here's that duck again. McCoy fakes it to the fullback and just ducks right in behind him.
Well, it's worked.
Well, we have the weather for it.
Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with something that continues to work if the defense by a lineman gives you that opportunity.
Jimmy Friday with the tackle. Have the overload to that side? Do you just run the duck to the other side?
Yes, you do. And again, time and time again, we have seen Chris McCoy scan the entire defense and look for 178 total yards. Look for any indication as to which direction the defense is going to shade or go. He goes the other way.
3rd down and 6. He'll throw. 3-step drop. Pump fake. Pulls it down. Has the first down. 38-yard line, Chris McCoy. Friday finally gets him, converting on 3rd down and 6. He picks up 16 yards. And that was not a draw. Everybody was covered. He was out of time.
Absolutely. And when you have a quarterback that can do that, he's looking out here for a receiver. But as you see the linebackers drop, they kind of lose track of Chris McCoy. And an excellent runner, an outstanding runner. And McCoy, again, just takes the heart out of this Notre Dame defense.
First down at the Irish 38-yard line. Audible relayed to the wide receiver. Here's the pitch off of the option. This is Metcalf.
Charlie, if he can keep his feet, he's got another 8 or 10 yards.
He'll have to settle for 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7 as we take the countdown to the end of the 3rd quarter. Total yards in the ball game. McCoy 194. Notre Dame 152.
Wow.
Buckle up your seatbelts. We start the fourth quarter. Navy leading Notre Dame by a score of 17-14. They have not defeated the Irish for 33 games. And it was here at Notre Dame Stadium. Roger Staubach was the quarterback. The spin, the handoff to Team Canada. Canada will go to the 20-yard line.
And this is the counter.
A gain of 15 yards on the play.
And you're going to see the quarterback go across the face of the fullback. And the defense thinks, well, it's going outside because he's going across the face of the fullback. He's not going to give it to him. A reverse handoff, and Canada breaks through there for a quick 15.
Canada with 56 yards. Let me correct the total that I gave you a moment ago. McCoy 194 yards through three quarters. Notre Dame 192. He's still ahead, but not by as much as I thought he was.
It's still impressive.
It is. McCoy wants a timeout. Was he out of time and out of audibles?
That may have been part of it. There was also a late shift by the defense, and he doesn't want to make a mistake down here.
We'll be back in just a moment. Navy by 3. Navy coming off a timeout. Good call.
Absolutely. I think Notre Dame is going to start blitzing here a little bit. McCoy goes to the sideline. This is what I see, Coach. What do you want the adjustment to be?
McCoy hands off to Canada. Couple of yards to the 18. It'll be second down and 8.
96 when Notre Dame doubled the score on Navy. You see what a great job they did against McCoy today. He has been the story. 6, 5 a rush and 2 touchdowns. Have not stopped him.
Notre Dame won last year. That was in Dublin, Ireland. 54-27.
Yep.
And you're right. They took McCoy out of the game, and they have not been able to do that today. He has been the game for Navy. Second down and 8, 18. In addition, the clock continues to turn. It's keep away. Here's the option to throw off of it. A fade in the end. Oh, incomplete. Almost knocked away by Deke Cooper. Manny Metcalf almost had the catch.
I'm not sure how.
Encouragement by Covington. Did he get a piece of it?
No, I'm not sure how Deke Cooper missed that one. Remember, Deke Cooper was a heavily recruited receiver when he came to Notre Dame. They moved him to defense, but Cooper is underneath this. Well, that would have been a tough catch, but catchable. Maybe because he doesn't practice catching the ball that much playing free safety. It's kind of lost the skill a little bit, and he's starting at free safety because their normal free safety, Devlin Harper, has never seen the option. Deke Cooper saw it last year against Air Force.
Third down and 8. Rolling right to throw off. It wants to throw back. Nobody's there. Goes in the end zone into triple coverage. It is intercepted in the end zone. Then he's back in the field to play, and that's Benny Gilbo. And he'll have to come on out. We've got a flag down. Gilbo, I think, forgot where he was.
Yeah, that's the first bad choice Chris McCoy has made all day.
Ineligible man downfield.
McCoy has played
downfield on the offense. Decline. Notre Dame's ball.
Charlie McCoy to that point had played almost a letter-perfect football game, but he's trying too hard here to make a big play. And he remembers that 33-year span between wins, and then Gilbo for the second week in a row comes up with the interception. Yeah, he did think about staying in the end zone.
He should have. But I think he thought about it too late. So Notre Dame following the interception. They have the ball on their own 7-yard line, first down. 13 and a half minutes left to go. Navy leads by 3, 17-14. And they let at least 3 get away from them right there. Ball is to Denson. To the 9-yard line. Ball is second down. A scramble for it. Navy says they have it back.
But the runner was down.
The runner was down, but I didn't hear a whistle.
Runner was down.
And Denson may have been shaken up on the play. He's still down. The officials will mark the play dead at the 9 as we take another look as you check the ticker for other scores.
Should be coming right at us. Ken Berry with the lead block. Denson thinks it's out. You see him look down? Yeah. He thinks it's out.
With this injury timeout, clock is stopped. 13-13, a pair of unlucky numbers. Back in a moment.
Last play, watch the right leg of Audrey Denson as it gets through the line of scrimmage. And it appears that Kevin Lewis, number 43, puts a lot of pressure on the leg. It also appears the ball is loose, but it's ruled that Notre Dame maintains possession. He's helped to the sideline. Clement Stokes replaces him.
2nd down and 8 at the 9-yard line. Blitz is coming. Nothing there for Stokes. The senior from Washington, D.C. David Vidger got him. It'll be 3rd down and 8. Denson, 13 carries, 107 yards, touchdown, averaging 8.2 yards a carry in the ballgame.
And he's
huge loss.
As he's being attended to on the sideline. Ron Paulus has not thrown the ball in the second half well at all. Actually, not thrown the ball all day long very well. And this is a key 3rd down. Is that an understatement? Trailing 17-14. You don't want to give Navy the ball again because they can play keep away.
They'll run more time off the clock, won't they?
Absolutely.
3rd down and 8. Paulus from the shotgun. This one is right on target for the 1st down to Rakai Nelson. 22 yards.
Charlie, that pattern has been open since the first snap of the game. Again, you see the corner sitting inside. John Dockery said earlier, with all the safeties they have, they can do some business on the corners. Gerald Wilson, number 2. Rakai Nelson runs the deep flag route. And this time Ron Paulus puts it on the number.
Nelson, 2nd catch of the ball game, 46 yards. 1st down, the Irish at their own 30-yard line. 12 minutes left. The pitch to Stokes. Stokes rambles off the right side to the 37-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 3. Sean Andrews with the tackle, and a Navy player is down.
That's Jarvie Alata.
The leading tackler for the Navy.
Loda is the player down for the Naval Academy.
Offsetting, dead ball fouls on both teams. They are declined. Ball will be right here.
Personal foul. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, personal fouls, offsetting. They'd be dead ball fouls. It'd be after the play was over.
Yes,
that's the reason the ball stays there.
Play stands. One of the amazing things about this Navy defense, a free safety leads the team in tackles. There's Alata, and it looks like he's going to hit his own man, and he certainly did. It's Jason Coffey, helmet to helmet, and Alata is down, but he is back up, moving. Mr. Personality of the Naval Academy.
I like what his dad told him. You've got 2 choices in life: smile or don't smile.
He smiles all the time.
John Dockery.
You know, Charlie, let me just give you an unofficial report on Audrey Denson. He's on the sideline, and he actually is walking now. He just bent the knee. The doctors are still checking on it, but it looks far, far less serious than we originally thought. I'll keep you updated, but he's actually smiling and walking on the sidelines now.
Good news for Irish fans. 11:41 time remaining in the ballgame. Clement Stokes, he'll pick up the 1st down.
Well, that's the old isolation play. You know, run to the tight end, slam the fullback in there as a lead blocker. Clement Stokes follow as closely as possible, and pop into the opening right after the block.
Stokes, 8 carries, 43 yards. Vidger gets him on the last play. 1st down, 42-yard line. Clock continues to move. 11:25 and counting.
And Charlie Alata is back in the ballgame already. 1 play off, and he's ready to go again.
pointing out a defender. Wants somebody to pick him up. Gives to Stokes. 45-yard line. Snyder with the tackle. Let's go down to John Dockery.
And you see Autry Denson along the sidelines, and that's Dr. Will Yergler with him. And Denson just put his brace back on, and the doctor told me that it was just a bruise, and he's going to walk and try to go back in the game. So it's a collective sigh of relief on the Irish sidelines regarding Autry Denson.
Meanwhile, remember, Navy leads in the ball game by 3, 17-14. 10:41 and counting, time remaining. Blitz is coming. It's picked up. Paulus throws. Has a man wide open. It's for Kai Nelson again. That pattern, you've said it time and time again. It has been open, and now Paulus is on target.
Yeah, this time it was on Enrico Hunter. And again, the alignment kind of determines what's going to go on. And you have the corner sitting inside the receiver. And Paulus sits well, and the out works. 13 yards on the reception. Nelson tries to make a bigger play out of it, but again, see the corner sitting way inside.
First down at the Navy 42-yard line. Jay Johnson and Joey Getherall are now the wide receivers. Back to the running game. Here's Stokes. 39-yard line, gain of 3. Second down, 7. Alada back in the ball game. Makes the tackle.
Well, now you've got the Notre Dame offensive line kind of taking over this football game. A little pride involved here. And see, numbers are better in the second half. 4 of 9, 61 yards, but that interception resulted in points for Navy.
Second down. Clement Stokes. Right on the first down marker. He may have it. Rashad Smith, who has an interception and a fumble recovery, now adds this tackle to his list of accomplishments today. Officials timeout for the measurement. 9:18 time remaining. Navy up by 3. It's now up to the Navy defense.
Yes, and this is not the kind of offense that you want to put hope in your defense to stop, because if they start running the ball at you, first down Notre Dame, if they start running the ball at you with the game on the line, there's little you can do. You can try blitzing, but if somebody misses a gap, Denson or Stokes both have enough speed to break it for a long one.
This is the part to this drive. 3rd and 8, first down. 2nd and 3, first down. 2nd and 7, first down. 2nd and 7, first down.
9 plays, 61 yards. Notre Dame playing keep away.
And remember, if Navy gets behind with the ball late in the ballgame, it takes them a long time to score with that offense. First back through. That's the fullback, Ken Berry. Berry to the 29-yard line. Gain of 3, 2nd and 7. That sounds familiar in this drive.
2nd and 7, yes. But to continue on the Navy situation here, you're right. If Notre Dame scores a touchdown here, Weatherby knows that his offense is not a quick strike offense. But this Navy defense is the strength of the Navy team. 9 returning starters from last year. And it's all on these young midshipmen's shoulders right here.
2nd and 7, the pitch to Stokes, and he'll lose a couple of yards. So it'll be 3rd down and long, and that means Paulus is going to have to throw here. Back to the 32-yard line, 3rd down and 10. Rashad Smith makes the play.
That was an excellent play by the defense. But again, Charlie, this is 2-down area for Notre Dame.
You're right. 4-down territory.
Absolutely. It's 3rd down, but if they don't get it on 3rd down, regardless of yardage, they've got to go for it on 4th down. I don't think their kicker can kick it this far.
3rd down and 10. 7:48 and counting, time remaining. Shotgun, here comes an all-out blitz. It's picked up, goes deep, has a man, it is tipped. Good defensive coverage. Gerald Wilson recovered. The man was open, and he got there to knock it away.
Same pattern, only this time it's run from the slot. I don't see any punt team going on the field here.
It'll be 4th down and 10.
And I frankly think Bob Davie has already made the decision. Told the offensive coordinator, Jim Coletto, if we don't make it on 3rd down, we're going for it on 4th down, and Autry Denson comes back into the ball game.
4th down and 10. 3 wide receivers, Rakai Nelson, Jay Johnson, and Bobby Brown. Denson would be an outlet.
I don't think Navy can blitz here. I think Notre Dame's going to face a zone.
They drop off into the zone, 4-man coverage. Has time, steps away, throws downfield. It is caught, first down. Bobby Brown, 14 yards, converting on 4th and 10.
Well, there was a time when Paulus was throwing the ball very poorly. Watch his feet shuffle here. He does a great job of staying with the play, keeping his feet moving. And Brown finds himself open in the middle of the zone. Huge completion. Boy, that's great faith in Ron Paulus by Bob Davie right there.
Converting on 4th and 10. First down, 18-yard line of Navy. 7 minutes, 10 seconds left. Navy still leads. Here's Denson, jumps to the outside, has the corner. They'll take him out of bounds. They take him out at the 14-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Jeremy Alota again for Navy. Denson now has rushed for 111 yards, has a touchdown in the ballgame. Second down and 6. Gatherall comes wide to the near side.
Well, the corner opponent's open again, Charlie, for Gatherall.
Navy showing blitz. They step out of it. Now they come with it. Here's Denson. Gets outside. 10-yard line.
Oh, again, an awful nice move by Arthur Denson. Kind of hides behind Ken Berry, the blocking back. And you're going to see Denson's going to disappear here right behind Berry and then bounces outside. He sits on the inside shoulder of the blocking back, the fullback, and then bounces outside.
And Kevin Lewis saves a huge game.
Yes.
It's to the 10-yard line. Wow. 3rd down and 2.
Charlie, wide receiver goes out. An extra tight end. No, an extra tight end in the ball game.
Denson is the tailback. It is Denson. Nice hole on the right side. He'll have the first down just outside the 5-yard line. It'll be first down and goal to go Notre Dame. Alota again with a tackle.
Nice pull by the guard, Wisney. Watch the guard come up. Wisney, 71. Berry and Wisney do an excellent job. First down, Denson says. Impressive drive here, Charlie.
17th play of the drive that started at the Notre Dame 7-yard line. Audible for Paulus. Denson heads to the corner. He's hit, but he's into the end zone for the touchdown. Denson now 17 carries, 125 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
That, Charlie, was a power drive, wasn't it?
And a magnificent power drive. The extra point attempt.
This is a key extra point. This is very important.
Scott Sinja. It is good. The margin goes from 3 to 4 points.
Key.
21-17. Navy trails. 5:48 left. Autry Denson with his 2nd touchdown of the ballgame. 5:48 left. Notre Dame leading now 21-17. A magnificent scoring drive. 93 yards, 17 plays. It took 7:41 off of the clock with Denson going in from 5 yards out. gets clean for a moment, across the 25 out to the 27-yard line, where Matuas brings him down 22 yards on the return back to the TD.
Big block there by Pettigrew. Barry 28 with a good lead, and then Bobby Brown 88. The receiver does an excellent job on the corner to allow Denson in the end zone, but Bobby Brown also had a handful of jersey. No flag was thrown, but you see Denson come into the picture, and Brown consumed the corner just enough so that Denson could score. Now this is what Navy doesn't do well. Come from behind.
They have 5 minutes and 36 seconds. They trail now by 4. They start with a handoff to Tim Canada. Let's go down to John Dockery.
You know, Charlie and Trump, nice moment on the sidelines. Charlie Weatherby taking his senior quarterback, Chris McCoy, the two of them walking along the sidelines as that kickoff was happening, talking to one another, and Weatherby saying to McCoy, you're the man. This is a moment to knock off Notre Dame. You'd be part of the history books. See what happens.
Wow. Agreed. Nice touch, Doc.
2nd and 8. The option, McCoy. He'll keep. 35-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 3. Jimmy Friday makes the tackle. The all-time consecutive years beating an opponent, Notre Dame, 33 years over Navy. That is a streak that they are trying to shut the door on. They'll have to come from behind to do it.
I wish they'd do this a little quicker. Navy is very deliberate here.
Yeah. And the clock moves. 4.5 minutes.
They need snaps, and a lot of them.
McCoy has rushed for 147 yards. 23 carries, 2 touchdowns. 3rd down and 3. Oh, loss. They'll go on 4th down. They have to. Melvin Dansby makes the play. Drops Tim Canada behind the line of scrimmage. So it could all come down to this play. For everybody in the stands, another sellout crowd. For those of you around the world that are watching or listening on Armed Forces Radio, this is a moment to share. Can Navy do it?
Yep.
Or will Notre Dame turn them away for the 34th time in a row?
Well, Notre Dame converted on a 4th and 10. And now it's Navy's opportunity on a 4th and 5.
With the ball game in the balance. Incomplete.
He's waiting for the running back to clear right here. Excellent coverage by Bobby Howard. Right in front of the receiver. A high percentage completion. Broken up by Bobby Howard.
Notre Dame takes over on downs with 3:27 time remaining in the ball game. They lead by 4, 21-17. They have the ball at the Navy 33-yard line. Denson is the tailback. Spencer is the fullback. Here is Denson. They got away with a lean by Spencer because they had plenty of time. He came back, reset himself. That's the reason it wasn't called. He was set for at least a full second, and then the play starts. Vidger and Snyder with the tackle.
Charlie Weatherby on the sideline realizes how close his team was. Unless Notre Dame just turns the ball over here, it is going to be 34 years. They had it in complete control in the first half, playing keep away. Opening drive of the second half, Notre Dame scores. Navy had their opportunities, couldn't close the deal.
2nd and 11. Spencer, 25-yard line.
Boy, is that a good call. That is a great call.
Sean Andrews and Kevin Lewis level him at that spot.
The defense is looking for the speed and elusiveness of Autry Denson, and they give it to the tank.
Third down and 3. The Irish taking all the time in the world between plays, letting the clock move. Double tight end set. Moving on the 2-minute mark. 2:07 and counting down. Third down 3. Can Navy stop Notre Dame for 2 more downs and have 1 more shot? They do it. The fumble is out of bounds. Kevin Lewis for the Navy defense. 1:46 left in the ballgame. Russ Tate was also there. It'll be 4th down and 2.
Charlie, I think you go for it again if you're Notre Dame.
Oh, sure.
You do not want a chance. A field goal attempt that might be blocked. They're going to measure to see just how much is necessary.
Inside the 24.
Looks like it'll be about a yard. This is just to give some extra decision-making time. I think you're right, though. You go for it, and you go for it with Denson.
Ball about a yard short of the first down.
Good call, about a yard. They convert this 4th down, game over.
1 minute, 46 left. Notre Dame 21, Navy 17. There's the story, the numbers. They wind the clock.
Tailback isolate, pick a side. Yeah. Fullback leads, Jamie Spencer. Contact.
Contact by a Navy defender. That's encroachment across the line. Making contact prior to the snap of the ball. And that mistake will close the door on Navy.
Defense, 5 yards, first down.
Here's the replay.
Actually, Charlie, not a bad idea. These two guys are cheating up in here. If there's no contact, see just the brush of the helmet of Kaczynski. Looks to the official to make sure the official sees it.
Or heard it.
Or heard it. Bob Davies' reaction. He touched him. He touched him. First down.
Navy with 2 timeouts remaining. Notre Dame has 3.
Now is Russ Tate with the contact. You can't blame him. That's their only chance.
Jamie Spencer. A yard. That's academic. Notre Dame with possession. Navy will stop the clock. 53 seconds. Time remaining. We'll be back in just a moment. .53 seconds left in the ballgame. Notre Dame 21, Navy 17.
Charlie, this one was in doubt for a long time.
Yes.
You know that? McCoy couldn't convert on a 4th down. Ron Paulus and Notre Dame did. And it's been the difference in the game.
Navy with a timeout remaining. Paulus will kneel down. Navy will take their last timeout. So now we have 49 seconds before it will be official. Back in a moment. Welcome back to Notre Dame Stadium. Coming up right after the game, it's the NBA preview one-on-one. Ahmad Rashad hosts this 1-hour show, examines the upcoming NBA season with analysts Bill Walton and Hubie Brown. That's the NBA preview one-on-one right after this game here on NBC. Navy out of timeouts, 3rd down. Paulus buys a little bit more time.
Paulus is down at the 25.
42 and counting.
Now it all depends on when the officials spot the ball and start the clock. If it gets to 25,
they haven't started
the game
yet.
is over. All right, there's going to be 7 seconds left. Paulus is looking at the sideline. What do you want us to do? So they'll let the clock expire to 7 seconds. Run it all the way down. Navy will have one last shot.
Paulus buying a couple more seconds, buying a couple more. Down with 3 seconds on the clock. Change of possession.
Change of position.
Navy will take over. That stops the clock with 3 seconds. So now Navy has one more opportunity. We've seen trips, three wide receivers on both sides, left side and right side. They have never gone deep with it yet. Here's what they should do, or here's what they may do.
But the only result can be, it's got to be in the end zone.
Yes.
There's even a penalty on the defense. You get another chance, but we might have defensive backs 50 yards deep here. 3-man rush, 8 men in coverage.
There go the trips to the far side. Five to protect the quarterback against 3. And he just heaves it up to see what can happen at the other end.
It's caught. It's caught. Oh, he's out of bounds. Oh, my goodness.
At the 1-yard line, LeBron Budd 69 yards out of time on the play.
I don't believe it. That ball is tipped.
Corey Minor was there. Alan Rossum there for Notre Dame. We'll come back and look at it.
Charlie, there is a discussion with the officials.
Here's the officials' call. The game is over. All right, here it is again. Remember those trips? We've seen them throughout the afternoon. They were on the left side.
Charlie, this is shades of Doug Flutie, Boston College, Gerard Phelan. Rather lackadaisical here. It's kind of tipped around by Deke Cooper. And it's a catch. There's no question whatsoever. Alan Rossum has the good sense to stay with the play.
And saves the game.
By less than a yard. The trailer gets it. Rossum keeps his head.
That's Pat McGrew, who was the trailer. He tries to lateral it back to LeBron Butts, but he couldn't get it back into the field of play. So the final score, ending on that play, 34th consecutive win over Navy for Notre Dame. The Chevy MVP players, Chris McCoy from Navy, Audrey Denson of Notre Dame, in recognition of their efforts, Chevrolet will contribute $2,000 to the National Association of Student Financial Aid Administrators for disbursement to deserving college students so that they may continue their education. Chevrolet and the NCAA have been a proud partnership for more than a quarter of a century. Let's go down to John Dockery.
Coach, a shocking finish. Do you know what happened?
Well, it looks like they were in trips and just threw the streak. And like it happens all the time, the ball was batted up in the air. It looked to me like their player went out of bounds and tried to throw it back in bounds. But I'm not sure. I'm just glad to have this win. I think, I think our kids played their tail off in the second half. We showed a lot of composure, staying in this football game and finding a play to win it.
How important is this win? You won 2 in a row. Now you beat BC last week, Navy today. How important for you and your team?
Well, it was big. We've won 3 out of our last 4 games. If we could have made some field goals against USC, we would have won our last 4 games. It's critical for us to get to the open date and get some guys back healthy. But, I'm really proud of our football team today. This was a tough game for us. These field conditions out here affected both teams. My hat's off to Navy. I mean, they played their hearts out. They're a good football team.
Critical play of the game to me, the last drive, 4th down, Ron Paulus to Bobby Brown. Is that how you see his key play of the game?
That was a key play, but we also had a big 3rd down conversion in that same drive. We were able to go 93 yards and 17 plays to go ahead. I'm just proud of our guys for hanging in there and believing in one another and and finding a way to get in the end zone. But that fourth down was big as well.
We saw Jackson early, and then we didn't see him again. Was it just your decision that Paulus was going to be your man, do or die?
I felt like we didn't have enough possessions. They were putting 11 guys up on the line of scrimmage. I really felt like Ron gave us the best chance to throw it down the field. But we're going to continue the rotation like we've done. But I felt today Ron gave us the best chance in the second half.
Congratulations, Coach.
The final score, Notre Dame 21, Navy 17, 34 in a row now for Notre Dame. Stay tuned for the Sun America post-game report with Hannah Storm right after these messages from your local station.